China was supposed to replace us as the number one country in the world in 2025, I believe.
Made in China 2025.
Exactly.
Yep.
And they failed miserably. So,
Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the How Ridiculous podcast. This is a Sunday special. Thanks for joining. Here we talk about everything ridiculous under the sun. Doesn't matter, comes from what side, left, right, center, up, down. Doesn't matter. If it's ridiculous, we'll talk about it. So today we'll cover a PBD podcast, as you saw, probably can tell. That was recorded not too long ago. I think it was past Friday. Let's take a look.
China was supposed to replace us as the number one country in the world in 2025, I believe.
Made in China 2025.
Exactly.
Yep.
And they failed miserably. So let me just be super clear. China's not in America's league. We were sold because a lot of our manufacturing went there, and basically our politicians basically bowed to China. Because of Trump, America is by far the number one country in the world, and it's not even close. We were told that China was supposed to surpass us. Let me just give you some quick stats. What is our GDP versus theirs? Do you know it off the top of your head? Do you know it? 30 trillion to 19 trillion. So China would need Germany, Japan, and Saudi Arabia's economy to somewhat equal United States. We have the number one economy in the world. GDP per capita, do you know what it is in America versus China? $90,000 America, GDP per capita. You know what it is in China? $14,000 per person.
Damn.
That means you make $14,000 per person in China, $90K United States. Like Drake says, like Kendrick Lamar, they ain't like us. Okay, we have the number one world's economy, number one military, number one in innovation.
As you can see, Adam here is bringing up GDP. He wants to discuss GDP, and he mentions that our GDP is much larger than China's, and that's rightly so. He's absolutely correct. Agree with him 100%. In fact, I think our GDP is probably much larger than most economies in most countries. In fact, I'd even go a step further and say if you combine some of the smaller countries, our GDP is much larger than even that. I completely understand that. Here he also goes a little bit further and mentions per capita GDP, which equates, how do you do the math, is the number of GDP, the amount of GDP divided by the population, and that gives you per capita GDP, and it comes out to roughly about $90,000 per capita in the US. But what does that actually mean for the average person? What impact does it have on the individual? Is it that you get a monthly pension? Is a monthly deposit into your account? No, I haven't seen one. Or is it like a retirement savings account that after hitting a certain age, the government gives it to you into your account? No, that's not the case either. So what impact does, when they say per capita it's 90,000, what impact does it have? None. No tangible impact that I've ever known it has on us. I don't know. I've never seen it. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the chat there. And again, I totally understand why they want to bring it up. It makes us look better, it makes it look competitive. But on the flip side, if you take a look at our national debt, right? Let's take a look at that. I'll pull it up on chat. As you saw, that national debt, per capita national debt, is actually higher than the per capita GDP. So we're each one of us that lives here is actually in debt, if you think about it, right? And that actually does have an impact. For instance, if you take a $5 bill, it doesn't buy what it used to back in 2015, even before that, back in 2005. Why? Because the national debt was less than what it is now. So the higher the debt, the less the dollar's worth. Does that make sense? Dollars losing their value. So if you look at it that way, I think we're in trouble, right? Our national debt is in trillion. It's crossed over what our GDP is. I think it's like 110, 120%, something like that. Can't remember. Anyways, let's move on and take a look.
Yeah. So again, they do for sure. And Trump went in a way where just visualize if Kamala would have gone. Who would she have taken? Probably 6 transgenders. She would have probably taken Dylan Mulvaney, and they would have sat there trying to negotiate, and they would have sold everything we have to them instead of the ceremony that happened here.
She would have had the CEO of Smirnoff get off with her.
Yeah. So if you see the ceremonial,
I think that clip was pretty funny. I had to play that. I'm not going to harp on it too much. I just thought it gave me a good chuckle, especially when Tom there chimes in and says they're going to take the Smirnoff CEO with them. That absolutely made my morning. I got a good laugh out of it, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. All right. Let's keep going and take a look.
Of Arcadia, Rob, if you want to go to it, a mayor in Arcadia who did all her campaigns in Chinese. And then eventually she comes out and she says, what? I'm a spy. Check this. Is this the one, Rob? The Eileen Wang? Go ahead, Rob.
Now at 11 from secret messages to pro-China propaganda. The SoCal mayor accused of acting as an illegal covert agent for Beijing for years. Good evening. I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. The mayor of Arcadia has now resigned and taken a plea deal after the FBI says she admitted to secretly serving the interests of the Chinese government.
Carlos Saucedo live in Arcadia Forest tonight. Carlos.
It looks like a real-life Anchorman.
Micah, Cher, the city of Arcadia.
Yeah, a Chinese spy as a mayor. Wow. Is it just me or this can only happen in California? Okay. Don't get offended. I'm just kidding. Okay. It's a joke. Funny, haha. But yeah, an actual Chinese spy was elected mayor. She actually did most of her campaigning in Chinese, and people still voted for her. I don't know. Is that crazy? Her campaign banners and sign and everything were in Chinese. Does that seem odd? Anyways, that's just me. The craziest things happen there, right? Like the other day, I was also watching a clip of Mayor Karen Bass. She was talking about giving teeth implants to meth addicts, drug users, for God's sake. She proposed that we use tax money to buy teeth implants. Those teeth implants are not cheap now, by the way. She said, how are they supposed to eat? How are they supposed to succeed in life without having good teeth? So she proposed that we give the drug addicts on the taxpayers' bill new teeth. Take a look.
Into the ground, like her taxpayer-funded idea for helping meth heads get better teeth.
How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why? Because meth rots your teeth. You can't succeed without teeth. So there needs to be comprehensive health care provided to people.
As you can see, she really said this in public. She thought about it. She said, you know what? This is something that makes full-on sense. We're going to put it out there. I'm going to talk about it in public with the media. And yeah, I mean, she must have, I'm sure she has a staff, not must have. She has a staff. She has advisors. And all of them thought this was a great idea to bring up and talk about it, that the taxpayer should pay for new teeth for drug addicts. Hey, you saw it, right? Again, the craziest things can happen in California. Again, it's a joke. Funny, haha, don't be so offended. Let's move on.
That's the criticism of the educational system. Rob, you're so funny. You pull up this clip right now to go to it. But yeah, I'm already laughing playing this. This is, by the way, this is our current educational system on how well our students read in some of the markets. Where is this, Rob?
Philadelphia.
This is Philadelphia. Go ahead, Rob.
Read the index card for me.
She wore a suit, clothes that were.
Are you serious?
Who's this for?
Oh my! This is
extraordinary, but somewhat Gertrude?
No, explain what that means.
I don't know.
Oh!
She wore a sahalat of clothes that were extraordinary, whatever, bro. But somewhat.
What does that mean?
She wore a lot. Wait, she wore. Bro, I don't know, bro. Can you take the card back, please?
She wore a. Oh, baby. She wore a silhouette of.
What is this, Rob?
Clothes that were.
Is this a joke?
No. They have a hard time saying silhouette.
Yeah.
She wore a silhouette of clothes that were.
Okay, go to the. Is there the last one, Rob? Is there something at the end? Oh, this is the one that he gets. Keep going, Rob. Keep going, Rob.
All right, now what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Like his schools is nice as like.
Yeah.
She wore a.
This is the one.
I don't know what this should say.
By the way, we're
like you saw here. These kids aren't able to read. I shouldn't laugh, but it is funny. But in actuality, if you think about it, it's really not, right? These kids aren't able to read. Like, what's going on here? The reading level. I'm really worried. You know, I've got a daughter. Thank God, knock on wood. She's going to be a junior next year, and she's always been an honor roll student. I'm lucky for that, right? But as a parent, I check on that. I'm here to support that, whatever she needs. If she's falling behind something, we're crafting emails to the teachers. What can we do for extra credit? If she needs extra help, let's get a tutor. We've never had to, but we've had those discussions. I'll sit there, check her homework and such things. Always make sure where the grades are. How come it's a borderline B? How come it's not an A? Such things like that, right? So I think parents play a big part in the kids' education, right? So I think I put the number one blame on the parents. Where are these parents? How do you not know your kids can't, I guess, read at an 8th grade level? These kids do seem a little older than 8th grade, but these kids aren't able to read. Shouldn't the parents know that my kid isn't able to read? Like, what the is going on? Am I wrong to say that? And I think the second big part of the blame goes to the teachers, right? These teachers are with these kids 7-8 hours a day. How are they not noticing? How come it's not a bigger issue that the reading level is dropping in the U.S.? This is a big problem. We need to talk about it. This is what their job is. If I did my job like they're doing their job, I'd get fired. So what are we doing? What's happening with the education system? I remember when the U.S. was ranked in the top 10 when I was graduating high school globally. And that doesn't, they're not ranking top 10 with these reading skills, right? I'm scared to even think what the math skills are if they can't read. Another question comes to mind. How are these kids being promoted to the next grade level, like from 7th to 8th, 8th and then into high school, without somebody saying, we can't do this? They can't read. They can't read. How are they getting promoted? This is nuts. I guess so much so for that policy. What was it? The No Child Left Behind thing? Just promote them all. Not being able to read is just fine. These kids are going to graduate one day, come into the real world and compete with other adults of that same age group, right? For job, for economic standard of living and such things. But they're not competing within their neighborhood. They're not competing within their city anymore. They're not competing in their state. They're competing globally. And not just that, right? When we're senior citizens, these kids are going to be the ones that are taking most of the weight of the economy. These are the ones that are going to be producing innovation, jobs, whatever. These guys are going to be the working class at that time. And these kids are already falling behind. This seems like a little problem now, but if it's not corrected, it could snowball into something really, really big. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. Please let me know if I missed the mark. I'm overreacting to it. I would love to learn what your guys' opinion are and fix my opinion as well. I'm here to learn. So yeah, please share your thoughts in the chat as well. Have I just missed it, or the U.S. education system is failing our kids? Again, thanks for joining today. This is it for today. Until next time, be happy, be safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.